Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Conscious Cruiser. Today's episode, we're going to be covering bad habits. Leave them at home. How about that? And with me today on the panel, of course, is Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, Scott from Controversial Cruising. I'm Chet from Sea Lake Journeys, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
Hey, good morning or good evening. Whenever time you're listening to this is an okay time to listen. We want to thank everybody out there on Spotify and on our YouTube channel, The Conscious Cruiser. And we invite you to subscribe to them and also subscribe to each of our individual channels, Sea Lake Journeys, Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, and Controversial Cruising. Otherwise, you may get a visit from Sensei Rabbit. But
he's trouble, we hear.
He is trouble, no doubt about it. You don't want him coming to your door, that's for sure.
I think you might have missed one thing on the entrance. The award-winning podcast, the award-winning podcast.
Funny you bring that up, Scott. The Meet and Eye Awards were just very recently, like in the last 24 hours, and the Conscious Cruiser was nominated for Best Podcast of 2025. But what were the results?
We won!
That's
Crowd
right. Thanks to everybody out there who voted. Thanks to Meet and I for hosting this award show every year. Thanks to whoever nominated us for nominating us. And thanks to all of you out there at home for voting for us. All 12 of you. Thanks for voting for us.
We thank you so much. And, I don't want to interrupt Scott's, photo shoot going on down there, but
I'm doing my
we should have our own very own awards very, very soon.
I'm excited about it. I think it's a great thing. We've worked for over a year on this channel. This is year 2. And I think we've gotten better as we went along, the three of us. And thanks to the audience out there. And anytime the audience out there, if you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, if you got questions or comments, please put them in the chat and we will get to them. If you have ideas for an episode that you want to see us do, throw them in there. And chances are we'll get them done. How about that?
That's right. I think adversely, as we're talking about bad habits today, I think we've gained some good habits on the Conscious Cruiser. So yeah. And the bad habits, leave the bad ones at home.
Apparently everybody checked the memo and wore black shirts today.
We try.
How about that? All right, guys, we're going to get to the first question here, of course. And dealing with bad habits on a cruise ship, because sometimes, not everything is fuzzy rabbits and slippers. Sometimes you run into some people who got a few bad habits. And we're going to discuss them and what you can do about them here today. Starting off with this first question, what are some bad habits that you have witnessed while on a cruise? And of course, we'll always start off ladies first over here with Elisa.
I mean, do you want one or a list or what?
It's up to you. It's your show.
Well, I'm gonna go with the probably, this might be obvious or the number one, but it is the most annoying, I think, is the not washing your hands. People, don't try to avoid the washy station, people. Don't try to avoid the hand sanitizer. Please. The pandemic is over, but we don't want to see a repeat. Wash your hands.
Right? Man, I think everybody can have to agree to that, right?
Please wash your hands.
That is a bad habit. I wonder if they do that at home. Do you not wash your hands at home for all those people who don't wash their hands on their...
I mean, sometimes I feel like maybe, especially going into the dining room when there's someone standing there physically telling you, you know how we're so independent. We don't like people telling us what to do. So they're kind of like, my hands are clean. Please Wash them again.
My hands are clean. What do you mean washing? What do you mean washing?
Yeah. And I know we were all like hyper vigilant about it, for a while. And I think we've kind of like drifted off a little bit. So let's get back to the making sure we wash our hands.
Absolutely. Scott, have you ever seen a bad habit happen on a cruise ship?
Man, I think I like Elisa said, would you want one or you want a list? I think I'm just gonna put an umbrella, okay? Because this is just gonna go for the human courtesy umbrella, okay? And like when you go outside and it's really like windy and the whole umbrella just goes and it like flops up the other way. That's exactly how the human courtesy umbrella is right now. Okay,
Yes.
from the like literally like right out in the air, like they knew they were gonna sneeze, but they're gonna sneeze for everybody else, like right out in the air. Okay, and or the people that cut you off or cut off the elderly or cut off the handicapped at the elevator because they're such in a rush to get to the game room. Okay, these are things that
the game room.
They didn't happen as much as they happen now. It is like blatantly selfish. It's like me or no way. That's it. That's the way we're cruising now. It's me. I paid for this. I'm going. I don't care about Edith. I don't care about her. I don't care about me. It's about me. No, man, it's not all about you. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not all about you. Okay. And I think that the bad habits, I think that's all under one bad, big, huge umbrella that's getting bigger. And I'm not liking it. I still let people go in the elevator. I still hold doors open for women and kids and all that other stuff. All that. The seat, if I'm dining with somebody, like a woman that I'm dining with, I'll pull up like my mom or something like that. I pull out the chair for her. There's things like that, like chivalry and just common courtesy. Okay, I'm getting passionate now, so I'm gonna shut up in like 30 seconds. But yeah,
30 more seconds.
Lack of common courtesy for another human being, and the forgetting that we're on a vacation to connect, right? Maybe not even like yourself. Okay, self-care. Yeah, I want to sit out and read a book. Good, connect with yourself. But you forget that you're on a ship with 3,000 other people. And guess what? If you didn't like people, stay home. That's it. Stay home, and you don't have to worry about the elevator. You can just go in your bathroom and pretend that you're just cutting yourself off. Okay. You're on a cruise with 3,000 other people, and you're here to connect. You're here to have a good time. So stop it and be courteous. Okay, just what your mother taught you. Be courteous. Stop it. Okay, I'm done.
That's a good one. I actually have both of those on my list too, because I know all three of us have lists over here, y'all, and we wait to see who's going to get that part. And we don't make these lists together. Just saying at home, everybody does their own thing, and then we come together and find out what the other one's going to say here live on TV. But part of that umbrella, that really what Alicia said was also under that as well. I think, of course, you got the famous chair hogs, that aren't just out there on Lido deck. They're also in the spa, at the hot stone beds. They're also at the buffet, taking up the table. I've had people run in front of me. I'm in my wheelchair. I can't get there as fast as I can. They're running over there to beat me to the table. And I'm like, hey, you can have it, dude. That's okay with me. Right. But I've seen some new ones that just started happening, like vaping everywhere in the elevator, the dining room. They try to be sneaky, right? Like this, like, and then a big cloud of smoke comes out of their mouth, and we just, there must be a dragon. How did they do that? Yeah. So I see some new stuff coming along. There's the old stuff that's always been with cruising for a long time, and then there's some new stuff coming in though, and and also I think there'll be other new stuff to come, because people under that umbrella of rudeness and not caring about anybody else around them, that's just, there's always the old ways, and then there's more ways coming, and I think we all know about them.
And it's just that thought path, I think, that really kind of annoys me, right? Like the person that's vaping in the elevator is like, well, it's not going to bother the 8 people that's in the elevator. Well, probability, maybe you're right, but you could catch that one person that has a lung disorder or has something that, whatever, right? That you don't know everybody's story, but you're thinking like, oh, it's not going to bother them, whatever, they're in their 20s or they're young or what, right? Just inconsiderate. It's
not
all
your choice. Yeah,
it's all about me. No, it's not. You don't know what is going on. And that one date, right? And you think you're right, that person can breathe it in, and then 3 hours later have like an allergic reaction. They don't know why. And guess what? You were the cause.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Great point, Scott. Great point. Let's move along here to number 2 real quick here.
Okay.
It's a true or false question. Some habits are just annoying, like we've talked about, but some can endanger people and sometimes even endanger the ship. True or false?
True.
Some are just annoying and some can endanger people or the ship.
True.
Yeah. What kind of habit would you say is something that can endanger people or the ship? Scott kind of just covered one.
I'll give you another big one that you probably think, oh, this is innocent. Okay, but being inconsiderate and being one of the peer runners and being one of the ones who hold up the ship. Okay, 50 minutes. They're calling you. They're looking for you. They're calling your parents. They're calling your in case of emergency context, and you're just out there at Mr. Sancho's like, it's only 4:45. Let's do another shot. It's like, oh shit, I forgot to do the time conversion, and here everyone's calling for you, right? That causes so much more chaos than you understand, than you just being viral on the internet for being okay. Yes. Way more than that. That puts people in danger. That puts people looking for you. That costs the cruise ship even more money. I know you don't care about that, but costs the cruise ship even more money. It's a laundry list of things that happen when you do not show up to get back on the ship at whatever time you're supposed to get back on. So big one that people.
So the moral of that story is that no, what are they going to do? Leave me? Yeah, they are. They're going to leave you. They do, like Scott is saying, they check, they do all their roll calls, for lack of a better word, see who's checked it back into the ship, and they will have officers, the safety officers outside, looking and watching for these potential pier runners. But at some point, they do have to make the call, and they do have to pull up that anchor, whatever they do, lift those ropes and pull out. And you might like be at the edge of the pier and be like, wait. Nope. They're not. They can't just like, oh yeah, okay, wait, let me back up real quick and pick you up. They don't. They leave you. They will leave you.
They will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got 2 additional examples of one's endangering themselves and the other one's endangering the whole ship. Endangering themselves, we see how many people have gone overboard every year, probably one every month. Those aren't usually accidents. They've gone over because they were goofing around or they intentionally went over. But I've seen videos of kids, teenagers, walking on the handrails on their balcony, trying to get up to the next balcony, climbing them, thinking they're Spider-Man. It's a bad habit, and it could get themselves hurt or dead. Another one, and we've seen videos of this too, people smoking on their balconies.
Yeah.
No, they ain't supposed to, and they throw their cigarette butt out, and it lands down on the balconies below them, and somebody had their towel out there or their newspaper or whatever, and we've seen pictures of a whole side of a ship burnt down. A whole side of a ship burnt down from that. It can endanger the whole ship. And I can tell you, on every cruise that I've had a balcony, there ends up being cigarette butts on my balcony.
Yep.
Every cruise. That's why I don't like getting a balcony. I don't like that. I've not had a cruise yet. And it doesn't matter what ship I've been on, what cruise line I've been on, cigarette butts on my balcony. And we don't smoke. And I always make sure I call the room steward. Come here. See that?
Make sure you know.
That ain't from me. I don't care if you find out who it is, give them a fine or whatever, but I want you to know you ain't giving me a $250 fine for smoking on this balcony because we don't smoke. You look around here. Yeah. So I do that every time.
It's just a small mindset, Chet. Oh, we're surrounded by water. It's not going to matter. Pink.
Yeah.
Comes back in. Again, the same thought in the elevator with the vaping, right? It's poof. It's not going to matter. We're surrounded by water.
I'm going to do what I want to do, and That's what I'm going to do. What can you do about it? You can't do nothing about it.
Right. I paid for it.
Yeah, I guess I would say people need to really know their limits. I know we go on vacation and it's the escape, and you want to, if that's your vibe, you want to party it up, you want to do, you want to just have a good time. Not we're adults, right? Like you can do that, but if you know that you are a wreck after a beer, don't drink 15 and then stumble around the ship
Thank
by
you.
yourself. Don't.
Yes.
Don't do that. If you're gonna drink and be responsible about it, and if you're traveling with people, stay with them. Don't just wander off and have a problem. It causes problems on the stairways. It causes problems in the elevators. All of that. So
We've seen those
I'm not
videos.
saying you can't go and have a good. Yeah, you can't go and have a good time, and you can't drink what you want. I'm just saying recognize your limits. That's not the time to all of a sudden say, oh, I can go 30 shots in a row and then go do the rock climbing wall. Like, no, you can't.
That's not the
Because
rock
you do
wall.
that
It's
at
the
home.
Oh boy, yes, those are great points, y'all. And y'all got some great points on this. Before we continue on to question 3, though, I think it's time to hear a word from one of our favorite sponsors.
That's right. And I really think everybody, okay? It's not Monday. Well, it is Monday, actually. I think you guys need to check your moods right now. I was going to say it's not the afternoon, but you want to know what? From all this, I'm a little piped up, okay? We need to check our moods. Check your moods.
And this week's episode of The Conscious Cruiser is sponsored and supported by Elisa's Adventures in Cruising and the Monday Mood Check. Check out the Monday Mood Check every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. For some exciting cruise talk, munch pack reviews, and even some home cooking. So start of your week right every week with Elisa and the Monday Mood Check. Don't miss it. And now back to the Conscious Cast.
Oh boy, that's awesome. I already beat you there, Scott, too, by the way.
I feel much better. That's okay. You can beat me there. I was at Goose Fraba. I feel better. It was like a mini Monday morning mood check there. Like,
keep that thought in mind for this next question, Scott. In fact, I'm going to let you answer this one first. Is there anything you can do or should do when faced with other cruisers' bad habits?
Goodness.
Tell them to go stand in the corner and think about what they just did. No. Honestly, unfortunately, really, no, you can't. You can't on other people's actions. You can't be responsible for other people's actions. But what you can do is you can set an example. Okay. And I know the whole, okay, I'm not going to change the world type thing. But okay, if everybody started practicing better habits, okay, like we used to back in the day, actual better habits. Okay, I think that would do a world for the cruising industry, because right now, like I said, the common courtesy for your common cruiser is just going out the window. It's just all about me. It's all about selfishness. It's all about I paid for this. Okay, and I think if we had a little bit more of a bigger mindset while we're cruising, okay, I think that would serve us so much better than it's serving us now. So no, I don't think that you could do something else about somebody else's actions, but you can really lead by example. And if you see somebody that needs the elevator before you do, you're on vacation. Let that person go. Let that person in the elevator first, because a couple seconds isn't going to mean the difference between your vacation and their vacation. And it could put a smile on their face, and it really could help them a lot. So just start to think about other people and your other common cruisers before yourself sometimes.
Yeah, man, that's a fantastic answer. So I'm going to, there's Elisa.
Hey, bro.
Okay, Lisa, what have you got to add to that when you're facing some cruisers who've got some bad habits going on, whatever they may be? Is there anything you can do or should do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I agree with what Scott is saying. We're not there to police other people, and if it's something that you really think is a safety issue or of concern to the cruise and the welfare of all the passengers, like say something to the crew, so that they can follow the protocols to do what they need to do. But don't be confrontational about it and think that you are the judge and jury of it. And we just had someone posted about an incident that they just experienced on one of the royal ships, where basically they were traveling alone. They sat in the windjammer. It was a larger table, but they sat by the window so other people could come up and join in if they wanted to. But instead of asking if we mind if we sit here, the person was like, why how do you feel like you can take the whole table? Like, excuse me? You
Yeah.
don't know me or know my situation or anything that's going on. How about you back way off? There are other tables, like you said, and maybe I was the last one left here. You don't know that, but it's not your job to go and be confrontational to people about things like that.
That's a good point, Elisa.
Really great point right there. I like the tip too there about, advising the crew, hey, you may have a situation over here. Keep your eye on that. Maybe you need to deal with it now. Because the people who have the bad behavior, they've got to kind of watch out too, because they may run into somebody else with a bad attitude that don't want to deal with their bad attitude. Because I've seen that happen. I have seen that, and I've almost been that a few times.
You're seeing more and more of it now. That's why you're seeing a lot of these fights, right? That's where the fights are starting, and the brawls are starting to happen. Of course, yes, the alcohol and the inhibitions are, without a doubt. But again, you bring two people with bad attitudes together, and they want it their way, and they're only thinking a small mind. Well, yeah, you're going to have a little brawl there, and you're going to have a little altercation. So,
right.
Yeah, so I'd like that other advice that you had there, Scott, too. Keep your cool. Keep your cool. And sometimes you got to get up and walk away.
Right.
And notify the staff. But if you want a motivation to do that, is think about if you do get involved in something, you could get kicked off the ship and banned.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
You didn't start it. You didn't do it. You tried to, maybe with good intentions, went over to try to stop a bad behavior. And next thing you know, you're getting booted off the ship. So there's your motivation to make sure you not only behaving yourself, but if somebody is misbehaving, just goose fraba, as Scott said earlier, and as Alicia said, go notify the crew or security or whatever, let them know there's something over there they might need to handle. And I know it's tough, like if you're sitting there watching a great show and the people are kicking your seat and hey, and yakking and loud and talking on their phone, whatever they're doing. Oh yeah, that can be tough.
Yes.
But you got to look further down the road and hopefully, not become a problem yourself.
Right.
But hey, let's move on to question number 4.
Oh,
the question of the cast. Question of the cast, everybody's favorite. Have you ever been guilty of a bad habit that you had to alter or eliminate while cruising? Maybe you've got a bad habit and you're like, I can't do that on the ship. I'm going to have to do this instead. Or, maybe this is an opportunity for me to change a habit while I'm on the ship. Got anything like that, Elisa?
Well, you know what? The first thing that came to mind was, how we all like to travel, pack light, or we don't want to pay for check baggage if we have to fly in, or right. So we maybe overpack those carry-ons. And Chet, you remember, the carry-on used to be the little cosmetic case.
Yeah.
Now we have our rollies, So when I went on MSC, I didn't fly, but I took the Brightline train down to Miami. And I had just like the little rolly and another bag. I had intended to drop the bags off with the porter though, but when I got dropped off with my Uber, I somehow missed the baggage drop off. I don't know. So here I am lugging the roller bag and I don't know if I had a backpack, my tote bag or whatever. Anyway, it ended up being too heavy and too bulky. And that crush when you first board the ship, because of course I boarded at a popular time. You're like rolling over people's toes.
Oh.
You're like trying to get out of the way with your bag and so like if you're packing light, just think about what you're going to do with that bag until your room is ready. Because you're kind of in the way. You're stopping progress, holding up people getting to the fun. I was that person.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna pack light, I'm packing light, and I'm dropping whatever else with the porter. Don't miss the porters.
Great tip. Scott, what have you got here for this? It's have you ever been guilty of a bad habit or that you had to alter or eliminate for your cruise?
Nope. I've been the perfect cruiser my whole life.
Sensei Rabbit
says
that ain't true.
Try again.
Oh, no, honestly, I think I have learned overall that cruising is an experience, right? I think I was one of those early on that looked at embarkation day as all or nothing. And I have had some embarkation days that have shaped the rest of my cruises. Now, of course, I've never had a bad cruise, but the inhibitions have gotten to me. I looked at it like a race. I used to look at the 15 drink mark for Carnival as a race. Like, okay, Carnival, you want to test me? And here we go. You want triples? I want quadruples. Let's go. So that was big. And, I did end up 5 hours later, puking in a garbage can somewhere. Hopefully it was mine. Hopefully not. I would end up in the bed. Sometimes I think I have learned overall that it is not a race. Cruising is not a race. Even if you're on a 3-day, okay? Even if you are on a 3-day, it is not a race. But it's not a race. Maybe. Step on the shoulder. Stop it. It is not a race. No, it is not a race. It is more of an experience. And I think that is where cruising is going towards now. I think we're actually going to talk about that in another podcast, but I think that is where cruising is going more towards now, for more of the experience, more of the cultural backgrounds and things like that. And I think I've learned to appreciate those things rather than just get on the ship and jam alcohol down my throat. Now, French fries, completely different story. We're not talking about those. We're just talking about alcohols and bad decisions. Okay. French fries are never a bad decision. And if you say they are, we can't be friends. Okay.
Sensei Rabbit, he agrees with you, Scott.
We'd be good roommates.
Yes. Well, you probably will be one day. Well, I have been guilty of a bad habit.
Which is?
I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies. And it almost got ugly one time on a ship. We were on a Carnival ship, and we were sitting underneath the overhang, and right up above us was the Lido deck. And this happened, for some reason, I booked a cruise on spring break. This was like 15, 16, 17 years ago, back when I was still new to it. Didn't know any better. And so there was a bunch of college guys up there throwing paper and stuff down on the couple in front of us. There was a couple about the same age as us, but that guy, he was just I'm not trying to say bad about him, but he was not a guy who was really going to do anything about anything. You know what I mean? And his wife was a fairly decent looking woman. So, and they were just trying to irritate her and throwing stuff down on her. They finally threw a whole drink with ice and everything down on her and laughing. And I watched this go on for half an hour. And Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, she don't like bullies either. She was getting mad. I was getting mad. Finally, I went up to the cabin steward. I says, the deck steward, I says, you need to go up there and stop those guys before I do. And they didn't do anything about it. Next thing I know, here comes a cigarette butt down on top of that lady. And she's like, I lost it. I ran up them stairs like I was a fireman. And I grabbed my guys, and there was a half a dozen of them standing there. I says, the next thing that goes over this deck is going to be you. And then the other guy started to step forward. And I said, there's going to be you and you and you. And I was just screaming at the top of my lungs. And I turned to the deck steward. I says, I told you to do something about this before I did. I was furious. I said, you better tell these guys to get away from here. And then so they all got backed up. They were freaking out, and they left. And the deck steward come over and told me, she goes, you should have left. What do you mean I should have left? Then I really got mad. I says, who's your boss? I'm writing a letter. Man, I wrote a big old letter to Carnival that night about how mad I was. And I detailed the whole situation. I said, if they'd thrown that down on my wife, there wouldn't have been me telling them I was going to throw them over the deck. They would have went over the deck. That was back when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I had a few drinks, and I didn't take that kind of stuff. I don't like bullying. I will get in a confrontation with a bully because I don't like it. And I said, you know what? Now I'm older, and now I'm like, you know what? If I see that going on, I'm going to do what that deck steward said do. I'm just going to get up. That's their problem. If you want people to throw stuff on you and your wife, why am I getting involved? Mm-hmm. I'm going to walk on.
Wow.
But I want to tell everybody, don't get yourself in that, because I think in more modern times like now, who knows? Yeah. They may have come rounding me up later. Looking at deck footage, I say, yep, that's the guy. We know he is. He's in cabin 3, 2, 1. Let's go get him.
Right.
And
right.
He's off.
Now you're banned. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great story, though. Yeah.
Yourself. True story. You can ask Robin for Sea Lake Journeys. A true story. And so she gets mad. If I start getting like that now, if somebody starts doing something and she sees me getting them, she's, nope. Sit down, old man. You're not getting kicked off this ship. I'm like, okay.
but it ain't right.
Well, I've had to alter or eliminate that type of behavior for myself, because there's going to be people like that. So don't cruise on spring break if you don't want stuff thrown on you and your wife or girlfriend or whatever, because it could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy stuff that happens on spring break.
Yeah. I was.
Okay.
The rest of the cruise was great. The rest of the cruise was great.
Good.
Even now, I start getting worked up thinking about it. Sensei Rabbit,
it's okay, Chet. It's okay. Sensei Rabbit, do your thing.
Yeah, no, he's got me. He gave me a Vulcan death pinch or whatever that thing is. Thank you, Sensei Rabbit. All right, guys, I think we had a good episode, though. Hopefully, we'll all learn something here about bad habits. And sometimes we have a bad habit. We don't even realize it. I had one. I had to change it. I had to modify it. And ain't nothing I really like talking about, but I figure if I'm going to talk about it, we'll do it one time. It's going to be here on the Conscious Cruiser. That's
right. Leave those bad habits at home.
Yeah.
No, before you go.
What was once noble is now a bad habit. How about that?
How about that? Your heart was in the right place, but
yeah, it was almost set off on the deck at Cozumel, All right, guys. Y'all gonna be ready for another episode next week?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Guys, next week, and we're going to talk about the cruising in 2026 and how it's kind of shaping and changing, and we're going to talk a little bit about the future of cruising.
I like that. That's going to be a great topic.
That's right. We'll see you guys next week. And if you go over to Go Live Together, give Jeremy, Cheryl, and Eddie and the rest of the Go Live Together crew a little conscious raid. # conscious raid. So we'll see you guys next week.
See you at the Moon Chat.
Chat, I beat you to the mood check. Just want to let you know.